Hey everyone, Matt at Matt Print This. It's Friday, August 14th. Let's see what we've done in the studio this week. So you can see Gail's table is just full of stuff. All right, so last week I showed these little spinny fidgets. We decided to do some that were a keychain version, so I added a negative part to create a hole that we could put a chain through. So there we go. These are really cool. We did a set of skeletons. We did a Santa skeleton and a skeleton with a heart. And we also did an alien skeleton. So those were fun. We did some skunks. And we added to our Adoption Day dog collection with a Mastiff. We also did some Beluga whales and some sheep. And I'm kind of disappointed that the sheep don't have hooves like the dogs have paws. This is the same designer that did both of these. The dogs have paws, but the sheep doesn't have hooves. Maybe I need to write to them. So we did an Animals with Attitude collection, and now we're doing Holidays with Attitude collection. And leading off are these ghosts. So we did some ghosts, and we did some mummies. Each one has a different sign. We also did some different kind of clickers. These are actually clickers, but they're little go-kart clickers. Wheels actually spin. They don't work very well on a plastic table, but on the carpet they'll be fine. So these were fun. We have Frankenstein's Bride, and a vampire. We also did a set of gingerbread cookies, and there are some happy cookies, and there's some angry cookies, and there's a skeleton cookie, and there's a broken cookie, and another broken cookie, missing part of an arm. Not very happy about that. And then our favorite is we have a stabby cookie. So I don't know why, but it was funny. So. Last week I spoke about our spool rewinder, so I finally got it assembled yesterday, and it works okay. I mean, it'll do its job. I got a little frustrated with yesterday, and I looked on Amazon just to see if there was a commercially available product. And I was surprised to see this model on Amazon from several different sellers, and they're selling them for $70 a piece. So I was like, okay, well, I guess what I've got is good enough. So the way this works is you have your spool that you're spooling from, and then you're spooling it onto a new spool. And the reason why you have something like this is typically you'll have a spool of filament that only has a little bit left. We can put a whole bunch of these together and spool them onto a new spool and create sort of a custom spool of filament. And then you just have to crank the handle, and it takes it from the one and spools it onto the other one. So it's a nice little tool. It'll be nice to have. This also will help if there's a tangle in a spool, that we can actually just take the whole spool and untangle it and spool it onto a new spool. So that's that. Nothing on these two printers right now. I'll talk about that in a second. Oh, there's one of our studio dogs. That's Sully. Hi, Sully. Over here we are actually printing a nativity scene, and this is the base and the stable for the nativity scene. So just started this print, so it doesn't look like much at the moment. And it just finished its first layer, and it's going on the second layer. So the first layer is always printed very slow, and then it speeds up on the layers after that. So, pretty cool. I should mention that all the items that I showed today are not going to be at our market tomorrow. We are going to take a little break after this for a couple weeks and do a full inventory of things, so we didn't want to add this into our inventory. So these will be available at the market after tomorrow's market. But speaking of which, Gail has a print list for Matt, and it is 3 pages long. It's 36 prints. We're going to be doing grab bags. So I took everything and I split it between our 3 printers, grouped by filament for efficiency. So this is what Matt is going to be working on for the foreseeable future. Tomorrow we do have a market. We have our first nighttime market. So it's going to be at Middle James Brewery in Waxhaw from 4 to 9. Hoping for a good crowd. The weather sounds a little iffy for tomorrow night, so we'll see what happens. We can deal with rain, but storms are not our friend. So we'll see what happens. But we're really looking forward to this, seeing how an evening market goes, since we've only done daytime markets so far. So that is tomorrow's plan. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching and have a great day.